I'm not lying, and I didn't have a nightmare. The doll did come to life, and it told me to kill people and bring their souls to him so we could feed on it and become some kind of ultimate power of evil or something.
Look, calm down. I'll probably stop by later. Trust me. You'll forget about this soon. You won't remember a thing.
Welcome to another episode of Murder the Internet.
Just not another episode.
Oh boy.
This is actually
Here we go.
Our first episode.
Very first episode of Murder.
This is, we just started it. Brand new.
Never done this before. Never
Really?
even been in front of a microphone before.
I don't even know what a microphone is.
It's one of these things.
What?
This black circular
You're
thing.
pointing to your nose.
Yes.
Are you an alcoholic?
I am.
Me too.
And that's what we're going to talk about.
Alcoholism.
On Murder the Internet. Alcoholism and how funny it is to everyone else.
You ever
except for
seen
the
people
alcoholic.
when they get drunk and they look like asses? That person's me.
Really?
Yeah,
So
you've
what
seen
do
me.
what do you do when you get drunk typically?
Go to bed.
That's.
But in a comical fashion.
How is that making an ass of yourself?
Well, when you ask questions, you make an ass out of you and me.
No,
I
that's
think I just owned you there in the argument.
when you assume.
What?
That's when you assume.
I didn't assume anything. You
Yeah.
just presented it to me.
So drinking is a lot of fun.
What about drinking?
It's one way to pass the time.
There's a lot
to
of
make
things
it
you
go a
can
lot
drink.
faster. That's what I like to. What I like about drinking is if you drink enough, you look at the clock and it'll say like 10 o'clock. Then you drink some more, and it'll be like an hour later. For instance, it'll be 11 o'clock.
Well, what you can also do is not drink, but then don't look at the clock for an hour. Like, look away. There's several things to look at. I can name offhand.
In what world?
Vase. You can look at vase. Toaster. Are you familiar with toaster? You can look at toaster.
Yeah, but all these things have clocks in them.
What?
Yeah,
You have toaster clock.
I do.
You have vase clock.
Yes.
What about mirror?
What about the mirror?
Can you look at it?
Yeah.
What do you have that's not a clock? Your sun.
He's always telling me what time it is.
Sundial. Yeah,
Sundial?
I gotcha.
Yeah.
That's how the ancient Mayans, by the way,
That's how they
could
used-
predict the sun.
Those guys knew how to drink.
Did they?
Yeah. You know how they would drink?
I can't name a single Mayan drink.
No, well, first of all, their drinks were too potent for us Europeans to drink.
I'm
But
not European. I'm American, motherfucker.
those guys used to put a funnel in their butt, then pour the alcohol in there, get drunk that way, and it would
I
apparently
think
get
that's
you really
a
messed up.
fraternity. Really? Did you go
It
to
was a
college?
Mayan fraternity. That's how fraternities all started.
Because I went to the college called Butt Funnel U.
Uh-huh.
Everybody there stuck a funnel up their butt. That
Was
was
it
like
the
to
same
get
funnel?
in, and also every course.
Was it the same funnel? Because
No.
if it was the same funnel, that's a little
Everybody
bit
had their own
unhygienic.
funnel. No,
Okay, good.
that's gross.
Well, it's a good thing you're pouring alcohol through it.
Amongst other
That
things.
cleans it.
It depends on the course.
Yeah, because if like it's one thing for me to stick a funnel up my ass, whatever. But if I see you using it and then
I'm not going to use your ass funnel.
okay, well don't use it before me. You can use it after me.
But what if you have to use it again?
I'm not going to.
But what if you have to and there's no other funnels
Then
available?
I'll find another funnel.
I just said there's no other funnels
We're
available.
literally going to a college called Ass Funnel U, and there's only 2 funnels.
What about funnel cake? Could you put a funnel cake up your ass? Like, it's the fair. Okay, I don't know if you've been to Lee's Summit Days.
No.
This is actually true. It used to be called Cole Younger Days. Are you familiar with Cole Younger?
I am vaguely, yes.
He rode with Jesse James.
Yes. Rapist, murderer.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
a rapist and a murderer.
Yeah.
I guess they didn't know that, because that was back when history was kind of obscure. Nobody would look up history. They just say, hey, Cole Younger is from Lee's Summit.
Yeah, Wikipedia.
Let's call it Cole Younger Days.
Wikipedia was like
No.
not that old.
No, it was called non-existent Pedia.
Yeah.
Because you'd look it up and it'd say 404.
It was
It's not
called
found.
Ask Old Jeb.
What?
Old Jeb. He knew everything. Wise
Jeb
old man.
Bush?
No, not Jeb Bush. I'm saying like there was just a guy in town.
Why is this fucking
he'd
name Jeb?
sit-
You know nothing about Lee's Summit, you asshole.
I didn't say it was.
You just did. You called him Old Jeb.
I was saying in general back then, if you wanted to find something out, you couldn't Wikipedia it.
You'd have to
had
call
go,
Old Jeb.
You have to go to like an old Jeb. I was using that term
No, you didn't say-
as an archetype for just an old man who knew shit.
No one has ever said Old Jeb as an archetype. They've said Old Jeb referring to a man named Old Jeb. That's it.
That's what I just did.
Exactly.
Right, but
so
I was
anyways,
using him as an archetype.
well, fuck your archetype. Anyways, in Lee Summit, we'd have Cole Younger Days. And it'd be a celebration of all things Carney, where the Carnies would come in, they'd build their Shantyville roller coasters. There would be various games of chance. I played one and won a 7-inch knife. I kid you not, I was in junior high school. And I won a 7-inch knife.
They just handed you a knife?
Yes, they did. For, I don't know.
Was this when it was Lee Summit days or Cole Younger days?
Cole Younger, the rapist.
Okay.
Yeah, and I like popped enough balloons with a dart or wherever the fuck it was, and they gave me a knife. And then I turned around, there's a police officer there, and I said, because even then, even as a wee tot, I knew that winning a 7-inch knife probably wasn't good for a kid.
Usually they give you stuffed animals.
Yeah, this time they gave me a non-stuffed knife.
Right.
And so I went to the police officer. I said, yeah, I just won this knife from this contest. And the guy was like, could you give me that? I'm going to go over there and talk to him. And they got shut down.
Really? So you shut down the Carney, making an enemy for life?
No, just one. Just one.
Well, you made that one Carney an enemy for life. How is that not
He's a fucking sucky enemy because he hasn't done shit to me.
With all of the bad horror movies that you've watched, has there ever been...
Like The Funhouse.
Has there ever been, like, a Carney seeks revenge on a small child for shutting down his Carney booth?
Yes.
Really? What was it called?
You didn't ask me that. You just said, have I seen one?
Have you seen...
I'm not going to answer the follow-up question.
Well, you saw the movie, but you didn't know the title of it?
I know the title to it. I'm not going to tell you the title to it. The big difference.
Who was in it?
All the people.
Everyone.
That were in it.
Every single person.
Uh-huh.
Name one.
All of them. I just named all of them. And you want me to name one single person when I told you all of them?
So the plot of the movie was this Carney...
You just told me it. You know all the details.
A child.
There you go.
Okay.
It's all good. So anyways, eventually they figured out, like, okay, well, maybe some people take offense to us naming, a festival after a rapist. Not generally a good idea, so we'll change it from Cole Younger Days to Lee Summit Days.
Yeah, so now generally.
Yeah. Well, because, I mean, it used to be Cool Rapist Days. It lasted for 1 year.
Yeah.
But now they've got Lee Summit Days. You can buy deep-fried Twinkies, deep-fried Snickers bars.
Okay.
You can put them all up your ass. That's what I'm saying.
We're back to funnel cakes.
No, we're back to funnel cakes.
Up your ass. So what is the nutritional value of shoving food up your ass?
Well, you don't have to worry about that pesky digestive system.
Because it just goes back out.
What's the science where they know how the body works and all its tubes and shit? What's that called?
Astronomy.
Yeah.
Well, specifically that has to do more
astronomy.
with the astronomy.
Yeah, okay. If you eat it through your mouth, it goes down your lungs and your trachea, your bronchotomy, and it ends up in your digestive tract, which then goes to the uterus and the liver. And then it goes to the penis or butt. Right. So if you do the butt,
I mean,
then it goes
for some people it's the same
straight.
thing,
What?
Nothing.
Okay, I'm thinking about astrology.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
So if you put a funnel cake up your butt, it goes directly to your brain because you don't have to worry about the liver. And the liver filters out things. That's why they call liver nature's sponge.
Okay. All right. So
So if you put a funnel cake up your butt,
yes,
you're getting all the nutritional value without, having to worry about the pesky liver filtering out.
Can you taste it?
What?
I mean, because that's
your butt.
Well, I like to eat food because it tastes good. If I'm shoving it up my ass, I ain't tasting anything.
Okay, here's the thing. You know those little mechanical teeth that you wind up and they go.
Yeah.
Okay, you put that in your butt.
Already
that
done.
does it. Okay, excellent. Then you have the funnel cake and the teeth go and chew it up. That makes it easier for your ass to digest the funnel cake.
How do I taste it?
Huh?
How am I tasting these things? That was my main concern.
Through your ass.
I can't taste stuff with my ass, believe me.
How have you tried?
Because, well, I'm glad I can't because every time I shit, I would taste shit.
No, that's not necessarily true. It's because you've turned off your ability to taste the shit.
Well, I don't want to turn that back on because I don't want to shove food up my ass. Then I can taste it. Great, but then it's going to come back out as shit, and I'm going to taste that.
Ever seen the movie Star Wars?
Which one?
Star Wars.
No, never
it's
heard.
About the Star Wars.
Sounds like just a generic, lame title for. It's space attack. What a stupid fucking name.
Attack.
Yeah. Space Attack is so much worse of a title than Star Wars.
Yes, it is.
How?
How are you attacking space? Okay, let me tell you. Okay, facts about space.
How are you declaring war on a star?
Stars.
No, it's Star Wars. So there's several wars, but one star.
Yeah. Okay.
But there were lots of stars.
Let me tell you something about space. Facts about space. One, it's big. Two, there's nothing in it. Have you ever tried to fight nothing?
I was in the Neverending Story.
Which one? The one with Jack Black?
I was Atreyu.
With Jack Black?
Yeah.
Me
and Jack Black.
Or was he in the first one?
I don't remember. I don't remember him.
He was in the second one.
I never saw the second one, so he was in the second one.
There were some thugs, and he was a thug.
Uh-huh.
And
Jack Black?
Yeah, Jack Black. He was a thug. That's why I call him Jack Fucking Black. That's what they call him. Never went to stars, never went to space. The thing about space is, if you were to attack space, okay, first of all, which space would you attack? Because there's space fucking everywhere.
Right, that's a little bit hard to discern, because in between atoms, anything is space, right?
Yeah, so there's like space
I guess if I just
right
look,
now.
I'm punching the air. Am I punching space, or am I just punching a bunch of oxygen atoms?
You're the one who came up with space attack?
I'm saying that outer space. Okay, fine.
You didn't say outer space
Outer
attack.
space attack.
Okay, so where is outer space? Define outer space.
It's off the planet.
Everything's off the planet. A bird is off the planet.
Birds?
Yes.
Birds are off the planet.
Yes, when they
I mean,
fly.
outside of the ozone layer.
Oh, you didn't say that.
Okay, so then fine. Outside of the ozone layer, outer space attack.
Okay, so what are you attacking? Space itself or things that reside in space?
Things that reside in space.
Like the sun.
Right.
You're going to attack the sun.
Sure.
How are you going to win?
The same way that I guess whoever is attacking stars would win that.
Well, they won it with war.
Okay, well then I'd win it with a whole bunch of war.
No,
I would
take that attack.
I would take so much war. No, it's one concentrated attack of war.
This isn't space wars. This is space attack.
No, it is both.
How?
Because I said it was.
That doesn't qualify.
Once I have enough wars, it qualifies as one gigantic attack.
Wait, how many wars are you going to get, and how are you going to get it? Who's going to give you war? Who's going to say, I enlist in your army to fight the sun? Who's going to say that? I will not. I'll sit on my fucking fat ass and watch you fail.
The president stared at the sun on Monday.
He was good at that.
He stared right at
And that rapper, too. Remember that?
Yeah, dumbass. Or,
He was
no,
like,
what was his name?
Bitch ass fucking, it was like MC Riches or something.
I can't remember what his name was.
Precious Jewels.
It's something with money signs in his name. And yeah, he was like, people back in the day used to look at the sun all the time.
Mayans looked at the suns.
My favorite part of that
and put funnel cakes in their butt.
is he said something in the first tweet before he lost his vision. Something about, I've been sun gazing lots of times, and I've never had any problems. Sun gazing isn't a thing. Staring at the sun for extended lengths of time isn't a thing for anybody.
Let's break it down, okay? Sun gazing.
Right.
You can gaze.
You can gaze.
And you have sons.
And you've done it once, and you
have
don't ever
sons,
do it again.
don't you?
What?
You have sons.
I have 2 sons.
Exactly.
Right. No,
sun gazing is looking predatorily at other people's kids.
Children?
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean by predatorily?
Children. You kind of want to kill them.
Oh, well, yeah.
That's what rappers do.
Yeah.
Things that rappers
murder
rap
children.
about. Things that rappers rap about.
MC
Murder.
baby killer, yeah.
Murder. Going to the club.
Sure.
Sex in the club.
Hose.
After or before murder. Hose?
Hose.
I've never... Oh, hose! I thought he was like garden hose.
That's what I was talking about.
What rappers rap about garden hose? Curtis Blow?
Yeah.
Is he still alive?
That's what the White Lines is
What's
all
he got
about.
drugs?
Is he would do a bunch of white lines and
Yeah,
go
that's in
outside
White
and
Line.
work in his garden.
Oh, yeah. It's called High on Weeds.
High on
Weeds.
life is what he was.
I thought it was weeds.
I miss when rap was really innocent.
Yeah, that was
It was like really cute, and it's like you had
Like
you
in
had
the
raps about
mid-80s.
anything.
Yeah.
It's the sneaker rap, and we're going to it's not for taps.
And there'd
it's
be
sneaker
break
rap.
dancers like just spinning like no one's business.
Right, just if you put cardboard down anywhere in New York City, eventually somebody was going to start spinning on their fucking head
The
on
80s
the
were
cardboard,
cool.
and it was great.
Yes, the 80s were cool.
Yeah.
And you'd have people carrying around the boom boxes, but sometimes they'd be thugs, like punkers, you know, and they'd be on the subway and they'd have the boom box and be playing like the Misfits really loud.
Yeah.
And all these uptight white people would be like, oh gosh, I sure hope I don't get stabbed with like a switchblade or something. They didn't. They got kind of pushed around a little
Yeah,
bit.
they
but
got shoved off of the train at high speeds. But
And now, I mean, it's like every culture of violence, like the decade afterwards, just looks completely lame.
it just seems silly.
Yeah.
Like if you saw that guy getting onto the subway now playing the Misfits, you wouldn't be intimidated by that.
No, I'd be like, wow, this guy's retro.
Yeah.
This is some classic shit here. You have good taste in music.
Yeah.
And then he'd pull a switchblade on me. I'm like, I got a phone cake up my ass. You know, what are you going to do? I will launch that thing at you.
Really would be the best response to somebody pulling a knife on you is, hey, I've got funnel cake up my ass, okay?
Yeah.
All right? Just so you know.
They're both crimes, but the funnel cake lesser.
I'm with you. I'm on board with the whole crime thing because I shove powdered pastries up my ass all the time.
Powdered pastries.
Is it pastry? Funnel cake?
That was my nickname in high school, the powdered pastry.
Powdered pastry boy.
I was kind of superhero without the hero or super.
Okay. And
How
but
was
you were
the
very
wa-
white.
Remember The Warriors?
Not very white. What?
You know, the movie The Warriors.
Yeah, sure.
How is that a good movie? I mean, it's entertaining, but it's not good.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
The fuck?
I know. I'll
summarize it
Break
for
down the movie The Warriors for me.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a group called The Warriors. There's also other groups of gangs. One's like mimes. One's like people who are on rollerblades or roller skates and stuff. They all have their, quirks. And the Warriors have to get from point A to point B, but unfortunately between the two, there's a bunch of opposing gangs, like the mimes, the rollerblade people, roller skate, sorry. And they eventually get to point B.
Are they like the roller people from Return to Oz?
Thankfully, no.
Okay.
I hated that
Those things
movie.
are terrifying.
My sister like had this thing where she, and I'm not exaggerating here, by the way, she watched Mr. Mom every day for over a year. And my parents let her do it. I remember, are you feeding your baby chili? I remember the vacuum exploding. I remember the washing and drying machine suddenly becoming sentient.
You remember when somebody was like, what are you doing in the house? You're a man. He went, no, I'm Mr. Mom.
Yeah, and they said, oh, but being in a house is a woman's job, you fucking son of a bitch. And you go, ooh, I'm less than a woman, and a woman's so fucking low.
Right.
I remember.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good scene.
But she watched that and Return to Oz all the time with the fucking Wheelers.
Yeah,
I remember
Wheelers,
their
that's what it
names.
was. Wheelers, yeah.
That's how many times I've seen it. I
God
remember
damn the
their
Wheelers,
names.
yeah.
It was awful. I hated that movie. It was like they tried to get the three main characters, but like, okay, let's make three different characters. And they had the fucking talking chicken and all that shit.
Yeah, I believe there was a copyright issue involved.
Yeah, and also we don't want to be associated with this. The movie you're making, not so good.
So, yeah, my little sister used to watch City Slickers over and over again when she was like 2. Which,
what about The Legend of Curly's Gold?
She never watched it. In fact, I brought it up to her recently. I was like, you watch City Slickers all the time when you're 2? She's like, yeah, I kind of remember everything. And I was like, did you ever watch The Search for Curly's Gold, where it's not Curly but his brother?
Oh, it was a search and not the legend.
I can't remember.
I'm sorry, I seem like an
when
idiot.
they're like, hey, north on a map is up, because that's a great joke. And John Lovitz was in it, I think. Anyway,
that's a good joke.
And yeah, and she said, no, I've never seen it. I was like, how have you never seen the sequel to the movie that you watched incessantly? She's like,
you quit while you're ahead.
Yeah, she was like, well, I already watched a good one. Why would I watch
well,
the
you know,
second one?
Curly's Gold can't be that good. City Slickers wasn't actually that good.
It was pretty good.
I
for its time.
Jack
Palance was good in it.
I like Jack Palance.
Mostly when he says, I crap bigger than you.
He looks
That's
like
a good line.
The face of a mountain. Only like after it's been hit with nuclear attacks.
It's weird to see Jack Palance in any other movie where he's not playing a cowboy, because he doesn't look right. If you see Jack Palance, he's in Batman, right? He's in the 1989 Batman.
He is Batman.
He's as Batman.
And Commissioner Gordon.
He's like, I'm Batman,
Fun fact.
I crap bigger than you. Yeah. And it just doesn't look right at all.
He was also, I think, in that movie Without Warning. Like 1981 science fiction.
I thought you meant he was like in a movie and nobody warned you. Like, it was Mr. Mom, and he's like, hey, what are you doing with that vacuum?
No.
Oh, okay. You
That's
didn't mean
actually
that.
not what I meant.
Not what you meant at all. Okay. Good.
No, the movie title
so
was... Yeah.
Without Warning.
Cole Younger Days.
Right.
Very good. And then last Cole Younger Days, they brought all the, there's like a carousel and all sorts of shit. It was really packed. It wasn't Cole Younger Days, it was Lee Summit Days.
It was Lee Summit Days.
And they had deep fried cheesecake.
Why?
Cheesecake is far too healthy. So you gotta take that motherfucker down a peg, you know? You got, like most people say, like, I'd like to eat the cheesecake, but there's too many nutritional benefits
Is there anything you could do to food besides frying it that would make it more unhealthy? Well, like if you already fried something, is there something you could do to make it even more unhealthy?
Sell it to the Cheesecake Factory.
Salted Cheesecake Factory.
No, sell it through the Cheesecake Factory.
And they'll figure out a way to make it more unhealthy.
Every single thing at the Cheesecake Factory starts at 2,000 calories and goes up.
I've noticed that.
Even the water.
It's
they deep
fun.
fry the water. Have you ever seen it? They deep fried ice cubes?
Yeah, it tastes delicious.
What they do is they take water, they just pour sugar in it, and they like cast a spell, or two, if you're lucky. They deep fry the water, and then they deep fry the deep fried water, and then they deep fry that again. And they put more sugar in it.
The thing I like about the Cheesecake Factory is everything is edible. When you go in there, you can eat the glasses, you can eat the plates, you can eat the tables, you can eat the waiters.
I think you're talking about Charlie in the Cheesecake Factory. That's a
No,
book.
I was talking about the cheesecake. I mean, there's one right by my house. I've been there.
So you've eaten the factory.
I've eaten the table.
Really?
Yeah.
But haven't other people gummed on it before you?
Yeah, they tried.
So how is this different than sticking a funnel up your ass after it's been in my ass?
Because I'm not eating it with my asshole. What don't you get about that?
What if somebody before you ate the table with their asshole?
So what if they did it? Oh, you're talking about the funnel thing.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I guess it's just an ass thing. Like, I can handle, like, I'm not gonna, look, I could kiss somebody.
Yes, me too.
But I'm not going to take my asshole and rub it against their asshole. That's disgusting.
Why?
I don't know. It just grosses me out. Why? How is it more sanitary? Your butt against their butt?
Yeah, because nothing is entering. If you kiss somebody, then if they have herpes on their lips, then you get herpes on your lips.
So you're saying your butthole
and you look like a conservative commentator.
Totally sanitary.
It's more sanitary than the mouth if you just stick a butthole to a butthole.
That can't possibly be true.
What diseases does a butthole have?
You know, the butthole steria.
No, that's not right.
Okay.
That's not true? That doesn't exist.
Assholica?
No.
Okay. Fecophilia?
That's actually a Toyota.
Fecophilia.
That's when you're afraid of poop.
Right. Your butthole obviously has that. What is it always trying to do with poop? Get it out as quickly as possible. Get it away from me.
What if you're constipated? You're trying to keep it in. You're like, I love this turd so much.
That
don't leave me, baby.
No,
don't leave me.
No, that's the butthole pushing from the other direction. It doesn't want it near it. So it's like, keep it up there in the colon.
Really?
Yeah.
So your colon wants to hold on to it.
Yeah.
Or the butthole just does it. Or the butthole hates the colon. You ever think about that? Like, what's the relationship here?
Between a butthole and a colon?
Yeah. Like, what if they're in cahoots?
I didn't think about that. They're working together.
Yeah. What's the opposite of cahoots?
Like working separately?
Like the McCoys and the Hatfields.
Uh-huh.
What did they have? They had anti-cahoots.
Right.
And
But they were fighting together.
No, they were fighting against each other.
I know, that's what I mean, but at the same time.
I think, like, one of their kids, like the Hatfield, like the son of the Hatfields and the son of McCoys, like, they touched their butts against each other.
Right, that's how this feud started, classic.
They said, hey, y'all, this ain't right, y'all.
Right.
And then the gunfire came.
Yeah, they just started shooting at each other.
From their buttholes.
From their buttholes. Their assholes were rubbing against each other. They were smushing, as I like to call it, they were smushing taint. Smushing taint.
I don't like the word taint. Let's stick with smushing.
Smushing perennium.
No, let's just stick with smushing.
Okay,
They was smushing.
They was smushing, and then one went, I'm not as into this. And the other one was like, don't you stop. And he tried to rape him with his butthole.
No.
The one tried to rape the other one with his butthole.
Oh, no. The families objected to the butthole smushing. And they just said, hey,
really?
y'all.
That's not what I heard.
They said, hey, have you talked to the Hatfields or McCoys lately?
No, but I saw the Ken Burns documentary on
I
this.
once played a video game called the Hatfields and McCoys.
Really?
Yes. There's a cutscene.
Well, we know that
smushing,
video
families
games are
opposing.
obviously historically accurate because we all know that Italian plumbers are about yay high and they can jump into pipes.
You know what I don't like about video games is when they try to put minorities in them. Or women or trans people, and they don't give them a good backstory.
It's a good thing they hardly ever do that then.
You know, I follow the Twitter feed of Ian Miles Cheong.
Okay.
And he puts it like it is. You know, he's like, don't you shoehorn a minority into my game. All I care about is backstory. That's all I care about. Write a character well, plus he should probably be a white heterosexual male.
In every instance.
If
you're trying to save, like at the beginning of Double Dragon.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend gets
I
punched in the
love that
stomach.
because a woman gets hit, by the way. I do that in real life. I get in trouble. I play Double Dragon. People are like, oh, you better get those guys.
Right. Yeah, you better, they're bad guys.
Every time I play Double Dragon, I just play to that point and then reset it.
Just keep going over and over again.
Uh-huh.
I actually was legitimately disturbed by that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It bothered me.
It bothered me when a Bobo fell off the conveyor belt.
Oh, poor Bobo.
Yeah, because of Bobo, I mean, first of all,
What did he do?
He's got a face like E.T.
Right, he's obviously mentally deficient.
But he's buff as shit.
There's no way. Yeah, that's probably why he's mentally deficient. He's steroided himself into retardation.
But does that actually deform your face? Because it looks like he's been hitting cars with his
steroids
face.
into his face. How else do you get a face like that?
I don't know. Face music.
Uh-huh.
And by the way, they were popular musicians, by the way.
Bobo?
Bobo and the band.
Bobo and the band.
Bobo Street Band is what they call them. There's a flash tub with a Bobo that we did.
Yeah.
Have I show you?
It's very funny.
It's really
funny.
good.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Video game characters. Mm-hmm. Okay, so there was Bobo.
Bobo.
Were there any other characters?
Bobo. There's Billy.
Billy.
He was the main, and then there was the other one. I don't remember his name.
The brother.
Yeah, the Double Dragon, as you say.
Yeah.
It wasn't called Singular Dragons.
No.
They tried launching that, and they're
That's like the first game. And you're
we need two of them.
Yeah.
You know, and like player 2 would try to play, and he'd put in a quarter.
Nothing would happen. Except for he would
take a quarter.
He'd be one quarter poorer.
I hated the Simpsons game.
The
really
did. The arcade game?
The arcade game.
I like that game.
No.
You know what the Simpsons game was?
So many fucking quarters.
Oh, it was expensive as fuck. It was basically the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, but with the Simpsons characters. It was the exact same thing.
Whoa, shell shock.
Yeah. It was you're just going down, as a side scroller or whatever the hell it's called. Mm-hmm. Each one had a weapon that was idiosyncratic to their personality.
And their color.
What was Homer's weapon?
Bowling ball.
What?
Bowling ball.
Oh, that's right, it was. And
Marge was a vacuum.
Vacuum.
Because that's what women do.
Lisa
is they
had
clean.
A jump rope.
Yeah.
And
Bart had a skateboard.
Bart had a skateboard, right. Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, if you were playing 4 players and you got them all together and pressed jump, they would actually turn into the character from Life is Hell. The
wow, really?
Yeah. And it would make acerbic comments regarding life.
And how it was hell. Mm-hmm. It was very ahead of its time because before Life is Hell, no one ever complained about anything.
Especially conservatives.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, conservatives are cool.
Oh, they're the best.
This Ronald Reagan guy, trickle-down economics, we like
sure
it.
It's going to work.
And then Life is Hell came out and they're like, we don't like conservatives anymore.
Yeah.
Also, working, not that fun. Also, I don't like things I don't like. That's what they said.
Who was the guy with like 4 arms from Mortal Kombat?
Me.
You?
Goro.
The rich Kayanka?
Goro.
I liked him. There's characters that are supposed to be villains in video games that you just end up feeling sorry for.
Like
because
who?
they're obviously not all there. Like Goro or like a Bobo.
I thought he was a tragic hero.
Goro?
Goro, yeah.
How is he a tragic hero?
Because he used to have 2 arms and he would save people, and then Loki, the trickster god, said, hey, if you like saving people so much, you can do it with 2 arms and you can maybe save twice as many people with 4 arms. He's like, okay, that sounds good. And they gave him 4 arms. He's like, fuck, I did this wrong.
So what other foods have you shoved up your ass?
Today or?
In general.
I once sat on a cake. It didn't go up my ass because I was wearing pants, but I sat on a cake.
Oh, okay.
It was a cakewalk.
So did you not know how to eat cake with your asshole yet?
No, with my asshole? No, I didn't.
Okay.
This
It seems
was
like
my-
actually cake, if you're going to eat something with your asshole, cake seems like a good option because it's very malleable.
Yeah,
it's
but
not gonna
what if it's
really
that
fight
gross cake with like the Crisco?
Yeah, not the butter icing.
Yeah,
which is
not
good.
butter icing.
Yeah.
I mean, that shit goes up my ass like no one's
It
business.
just slides right up there. That's what I use for lube.
Really?
Yeah, in
For
my
your
car.
asshole?
No, God, don't be disgusting for my car.
Your
I'm
car
working my
runs on your asshole.
I have to buy a cake from Costco, and I just swipe that. And I'm like, ooh, let's put that on the bearings
On the bearings. What bearings?
in my car.
Your car bearings.
The ball bearings.
Ball bearings.
Where
are they located again?
In the car.
Where?
You know, in that general vicinity under the hood.
Everything's under the hood.
Yep.
Cool.
So are the ball bearings.
And it works better?
It's okay.
How many miles per the gallon you get?
Of Crisco?
20.
Oh wait, you mean of icing?
Yeah.
If I use it instead of gasoline, I get absolutely no mileage whatsoever. The car just starts smoking.
That means it's working good.
Oh, really? Because I haven't given it enough time, I guess.
Because it scares all the other people away, so they don't want to steal your car.
It doesn't scare anybody away because it smells delicious.
Smoke?
Yeah, people come from miles around to smell my smoky icing car. Yeah.
Jonathan, smell my car weird. That's what they call you.
That's what people call me.
When I was a kid, I thought it'd be the coolest thing in the world for a car to run on candy. And now I think about it, and that's the dumbest fucking idea because...
Why should the car get the candy?
Exactly.
Right.
I didn't even think about this shit when I was a kid.
Why were you so fucking stupid when you
Why
were a
am
kid?
I still fucking stupid is a question?
It's like there was a Simpsons, speaking of which, where he has the alcohol car. He's seeing a prototype for the alcohol car. He's like, ooh, one for you, one for me. Like, why the fuck would you want an alcohol car if you like alcohol?
So we need to get cars that run on things that we hate.
Like gasoline.
We hate gasoline?
Well, it's Middle Eastern blood, isn't it?
But how do we burn churches without gasoline?
Because I'm pretty sure George W. Bush had a machine that turned blood into oil.
Oh, yeah, blood into oil.
Right, yeah.
The original Hitler.
Yeah. Oh, don't, please, God.
Oh, sorry, the original Chairman Mao.
Thank you. There we go.
What other things do we hate that cars can run on?
What did Kit in Knight Rider run on?
Hope.
Okay, well, I hate hope.
I do hate
Hope is the worst because
Lets you down.
You get full of it, and then, you're like, things are going to be great. And then, like, the second things start going bad, you're like, oh, well, fuck.
Hope doesn't float, is what you say.
You're just filled with shame. You're like, oh, I'm not, you know what? Today is going to be the day I don't get kicked in the balls. And then you step outside, immediately people are just left and right kicking you in the balls.
Hasn't happened to me.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't leave the house a lot, though.
I don't get kicked in the balls a lot, to be fair. So when did you... Okay, you drove here, so did you get kicked in the balls today?
Several times.
Really?
Yeah.
In your car?
In my car.
How?
Well, as I was going to my car, my neighbor Tim came up to me. Hey, John, I was like, hey, Tim, please
No,
don't
I
kick
said,
me in the
why
balls.
would you
Kick me in the balls. Hold on, I'm getting there. So then I get into the car, and as I'm in the car, I look over. Guess who's next to me?
I don't know.
My neighbor Karen. And she goes, hey, John. And she's like 80. She's a very sweet woman. She's like, hey, John. I'm like, hey, how you doing? She goes, ah! Kicks me right in the balls.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
Passenger seat, you're in the driver's seat. How the fuck can she kick you
Did
from
I say
there?
she was sitting forward? No. She was.
You said she was sitting?
She had her legs swung around, and she took her heel and bam! Right
And
in the
she's
balls.
80.
Yeah.
How did she do this? This is bullshit.
I'm not saying that she's a sick and horrifying.
I'm not
80s,
saying you're a liar, but
where she
you
can't-
are.
Where she can't turn in a car seat. 80. I mean, that is not an age that I don't think a lot of people live to. She can turn in a car seat and lift her leg.
I don't even know how many years 80 is. Like,
It's a little more than 70.
I'm 40, right? And that's 40. But what's 80?
It's a little more than 40, I think.
Really?
Just a bit. Scotch.
How many more? When will I turn 80? Tomorrow?
People listening on SoundCloud, write this in the comments section.
No, they won't. Nobody.
I know nobody
comments on
ever
this.
does it.
6 people like this. Maybe one comment, and it's from me saying nobody comments
Nobody
on this.
comments on this.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I don't know when I turn 80.
When you turn 8, I don't know. When is that going to happen?
I just asked you that.
Why are you asking me?
Because I'm not me.
I'm leaving it up to the comments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they'll tell us.
Well, then I'll never turn 80.
Right here.
We've done it on the internet.
Yep.
So back to the original thing we were talking about that I can't remember.
Alcoholism?
I guess.
That's where we started.
I don't know.
Have you ever been addicted to drugs?
I wish.
Why? Which drug do you wish you were addicted to?
Like the cool ones. The ones that make you get out of reality.
The one that makes you a great musician?
Yeah, heroin.
Heroin. God. All of the best musicians.
Yeah.
Always on heroin.
And then they get off heroin, their
And then
music
they
sucks.
suck. Yep.
Same thing with being fat. Like the best comedians, when they're fat, they're good.
Great
Then they
guys.
get skinny, unfunny.
You know why? Because they lose the weight and then they start not hating themselves.
Yeah,
They
so
start not hating
self-deprecation
themselves.
is the key,
Right.
too.
If you're a fat guy, then you're relatable because people are like, at least I'm not that fat piece of shit. Yeah. But you're right. All the best comedians.
That's
fat.
what I say when I look in the mirror.
Jerry
I say, at least
Seinfeld?
I'm not that fat piece of shit. And then I realize I'm pointing to myself, and I'm like, I meant the guy in the mirror.
George Carlin, fat piece of shit.
He wasn't fat.
Jerry Seinfeld, comparatively, fat piece of shit.
He wasn't fat.
Sam Kinison,
Will Sasso. He was funny when he was fat.
that's true. Is he skinny now?
Yes.
What?
And also he like
Why
hit
would
on,
he have lost weight?
he hit on my
The guy
wife
from, what?
on the internet.
The guy
yeah.
from Mad TV.
Yeah.
The guy who played Kenny Rogers' Jackass.
And the
And Curly.
Rangers. Yeah.
Curly in the Three Stooges sketch.
Uh-huh.
Or it's not sketch, but movie.
Yeah, he was funny. He was fat and he was funny. He got skinny, unfunny.
And then he
He was
started hitting
also
on your
Kenny
wife.
Rogers. He was Kenny Rogers, and he was the guy who does the music scores.
I don't remember. I just remember Kenny Rogers' Jackass.
Okay.
Okay. But then he got skinny and hit on your wife, or he was hitting on your wife when he was still fat?
I don't know, but he was hitting on my wife and like inviting her to come to his shows and stuff.
How was that hitting on her? Are you sure he wasn't just posting a note saying, hey, everybody, I have a show coming
No,
up?
because
at
he
this
was
theater?"
personally messaging her.
Okay.
And he was like, why don't you come see me at one of my shows? I'm going to be in the area. And he was like, no.
It'd be really funny to me if you were so protective of your relationship that
This is before I knew her.
You thought anybody just saying, hey, come out, I've got a show. He's like, hey, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm a Lifetime Network villain. You eyeballing my wife? Cause her beating, boy.
Look, here, poster of the latest Taylor Swift album.
What?
You tell my wife to buy you one more time, I'm gonna have to kick your ass.
Fun fact, I've never heard a Taylor Swift song.
Shake It Off. That's all I can do.
I can't even do that. I don't know what that is.
That's a song.
I can't name any popular performer.
You just named
like their
Taylor Swift.
song.
I have trouble with it. There's that Despacito song that's really huge right now.
you told me about that.
And I don't understand
Mexicanos.
why it's
It's different.
It's big.
It's fun.
Because it's Hispanic?
For the kids.
It's in Spanish.
I don't know.
So it's teaching kids Spanish?
It's Hispanic for the Spanish?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good for them. They're really doing the thing that they sought out to do. I just remember my roommate freshman year in college back in '94 listening to Korn back before they were popular.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then once they became popular, it's like, I'm not listening to Korn anymore.
I wanted to be in a Korn cover band for a while.
What do they sing? The caveman grunt.
I don't know if you...
I think my right nostril is wheezing, so I'm going to pick it.
Okay. This is disarming. No, and every
It's still wheezing.
Korn had this thing where I think, especially in the early songs, instead of rapping, like a lot of people would do in those new metal songs, where they'd have like, oh, here's the rap verse, I'm gonna rap, rap. He would, instead of rapping, he'd just start going,
wait. Can you go back to your rapping again?
Rap a tap tap, snap snap, rap.
Thank you, whitest man on earth. That was good.
Have I claimed to be anything else?
Yeah.
In fact, when I walk into a room, I have trumpets blaring the whitest man on earth theme.
How does that go? And don't say rap-a-dap-a-dap. Whitest man on earth.
Rap-a-tap snap, rap tap tap.
Yeah, that's really good, Bill Cosby.
Get rapping with it.
You kids with your rapping and your roofies and your rap-a-dap-dap.
What was that about roofies, Bill Cosby?
Nothing.
What?
Drink.
I'm not gonna drink. I'm not gonna drink this until
Drink from that chalice.
Look, here's the thing, Bill Cosby. I'm not gonna drink until you explain the roofie thing.
Roofing. Rudy. I said Rudy.
So wait, like these.
Rudy.
Okay.
That's what I said.
So you went from roofie to roofing to Rudy. Okay, so Rudy. Did you roofie Rudy?
Huh?
No?
Bill Cosby's gone.
Oh,
I'm back.
I miss him.
I don't.
What?
That's where I get the voice from when they can't say world skippers, is me trying to do my Bill Cosby impression.
Yeah.
Because I just talk like this. What's up, Commander?
The real tragic thing about Bill Cosby
No, what is that besides the rape?
Well, I mean, I'm saying with the rape thing, is that there are still people who don't believe that he did it.
There's people
that's
who believe
insane to me.
Why? Just because people did get drugged and they testified that they did get drugged doesn't mean that they got drugged.
So if 60 people say that one guy did something, I'm going to believe them.
I'm not.
Why not?
Look how many people said 9/11 was just planes hitting buildings.
That's true.
I don't believe that.
That's a good point.
I listened to Jello Biafra. I mean, it was a jet fuel cannot melt steel beams.
It can bend them,
No.
It can loosen the structural integrity.
Where's the birth certificate for the planes? First of all.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Obama's birth certificate? You know what? They never came up with the real one. You know why?
Because,
never born.
Right.
Obama was never born.
Obama actually doesn't exist.
No.
Just like 9/11 never happened. So people don't want to talk about this, but I will. Here's the thing. 9/11.
Tell it like it is.
9/11. Look, let's just break this down, okay?
Yeah.
So you have two buildings, twin towers, right? One right next to the other one. What does that look like to you? 11.
Hold on, you didn't give me a chance to answer.
It was rhetorical. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
So there was 11.
That was going to be my answer anyway.
There was right there. It was 11, right?
Yeah.
So you're just saying it's a coincidence that 9/11 happened on the same day that those towers stood for? Bullshit. They were going to take those towers down anyway because of 9/11, and then they did, and they went, oh, fuck! There's people working there. There's people in the buildings. Oh, no. And
what were they working on anyway?
What, the people?
In the Twin
They're
Towers.
just pushing papers around and stuff.
That's not work.
I know.
That's kind of like
Not real
displacement.
work, probably.
So then what's the 9? Okay, the towers are the 11. So what is the 9? Because the plane did not look like a 9.
Well, the 9 is actually a 6. It's supposed to be 6/11.
So what was the 6?
The 6 actually stands for the 6 times they've
No,
tried.
I don't give a shit what it stands for. You're saying the buildings physically represented 11. What is the 6 or 9?
I'm sorry, it's Tower 7.
Huh?
Tower 7, the other building that came down.
7 stands for the number 7.
Right. Oh my God, how are you not getting this? Okay, so you have a 9.
Yeah.
Subtract 2, right? 1, 1. What do you get? What do you get?
Hold on.
What do you get?
What was the question again?
You have a 9.
Yeah.
You subtract the 2 towers.
Where'd the 9 come from, though?
I'm getting there. You subtract the 2 towers, and what do you have?
We should get there before you ask me the question.
Just answer the question.
No, because the first thing before there was a 9, there was the 1 and the 1.
9 minus 1 minus 1 is?
9D9?
Yes.
Is this algebra?
Yeah. It's Agent 99 from Get Smart.
Huh?
The whole thing was done to try to bring...
Derek Smart.
Right.
Oh. So what you're saying is... What are you saying?
I lost my train of thought.
Okay. But
All I'm saying is 9/11 never happened.
yeah. Well, no, I know that.
Yeah. And it wasn't even an inside job. It just didn't exist.
We should just list things that did happen.
Okay. So the 9
The 9.
is the 2 with 9.
Roman numeral 2, though.
Right. Roman numeral 2.
So what
it's
do the Romans
9,
have to do with the Twin Towers?
9 minus 2 equals 7.
Uh-huh.
Tower 7.
What is that?
That's the other building that came down. I just said that.
But there's Twin Towers. How could there be Tower 7 if there's only 2 of
there
them?
was like 9 other buildings there.
No, there wasn't.
Yes, there was.
Well, then why
The
did
two
they call
big
them
ones-
7 towers?
Because the Twin Towers were the big ones.
But if if you have twins,
You would refer to the twins still as the twins, wouldn't you? You wouldn't say, oh, here's one of 9.
I call them the Minnesota Nines.
That's not a bad idea.
Kirby Puckett. One of the best Minnesota Nines.
Rip.
Rip
Wait, no,
in
he's
peace.
not dead. Is he?
In a way.
We should call this podcast, Are They Dead?
Dead or on drugs? I
Dead or on
told you.
drugs.
If we operated dead or on drugs, we would know this.
Tony Gwynn died. And I hate to say this, it's probably racist, but I get Tony Gwynn and Kirby Puckett confused a lot. I know
Well,
one played for the Twins.
They both hit for average.
That's what it was. They both hit for average. They're both short men, and they both can't talk like this.
They were squat.
They were very squat. Yep.
Tony Gwynn,
Low
remember
center of
that one
gravity.
year? Tony Gwynn hit like 490. George Brett that one year hit 738.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Baseball Simulator 1000 for
Right.
the NES.
Thank God.
Did you ever play that?
No, I didn't.
Baseball Simulator 1000 for the NES was the best baseball game ever made. Even better than Bases Loaded.
Was it literally called Baseball Simulator 1000?
Yes,
Why
and-
would you go with 1000 when you're approaching
Well, it
near
was
2000?
1.000 actually.
Oh, okay.
But just like in baseball, you could simulate having pitchers who would throw the ball and it would become a leaf. I'm not kidding.
It would simulate.
They would have powers. And the pitcher, one of the powers was have the ball become a leaf. And you would have to use like player points to do it, but you would throw it, and then all of a sudden, whoop, 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 it's a leaf. And the guy's like swinging. He's like, why the fuck can't I hit this leaf?
It'd be great if you were a pitcher and you could change the ball into anything you want. You just turn it into like your opponent's dad's. Well, maybe not that. You turn it into the batter's like kid's face or something like that. Not literally, but just like make it look like that. So he'd be like, I can't hit Timmy.
Well, why wouldn't you just make it invisible?
That's a better idea.
Why wouldn't you just make it like 1 millimeter?
Because then everybody's gonna be like, "Where did the ball go?" That's cheating. But turning it into a child's face, that's pretty messed up.
That's not cheating.
No.
Okay, so if you turn to something disgusting like a child's severed head, that's okay.
I didn't say the head was severed. I just said their face. What is wrong with you?
Well, so the face isn't severed? The face is connected to a head connected to a body?
Well, when you say severed, it makes you think of like dripping gore and everything.
When
from
I say severed, I mean it is not a part of the rest of it.
Remember Doc Severinsen? Never happened to him.
No. Who's he?
From Johnny Carson. He was the Johnny Carson band leader. Johnny Carson would be like, you wear a jacket like a gay man.
He did?
Yeah, all the time.
I don't know. I remember Ed McMahon.
Ed McMahon, yeah. And then there was Doc, who was the band leader.
I don't watch Johnny Carson.
Oh, okay.
I watched David Letterman when Chris Elliott was on.
There you go.
I remember Chris Elliott because he would always have the funny skits.
He had really funny skits on Letterman.
And he had funny skits on Get a Life.
And they had that Cabin Boy movie.
I remember we saw Cabin Boy the day it came out. First of all, not good movie.
No, bad.
But in the beginning, when it's showing the credits, and remember they're on Fish, we were the only people in the movie theater except this fat goth in front of us. And the credits start rolling on the fish, and she starts laughing her ass off and saying, ha ha ha, they're on the fish.
So wait. She was laughing or she was just saying
No,
ha,
she
ha,
was
ha?
laughing. She
Okay.
was genuinely amused that the credits were on Fish.
Okay. Because like the opposite of laughing is saying ha ha ha.
The opposite of laughing is not laughing, I thought.
No, I think the opposite of laughing is like taking laughter or the sounds of laughter and turning them into something serious.
So
and
the
angry.
opposite of laughing is the sounds of laughter.
Taking the sounds of laughter and turning them something serious, like ha ha ha.
But what if you just laugh like that? What if you're an angry laugher?
Who laughs like that?
Like there's angry drunks.
Okay.
What if you're an angry laugher?
Well, I don't think there are. I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
You know.
What would an angry laugher sound like?
Ha ha ha. You just said it.
So you're saying like I tell you a joke, it's genuinely funny, but you're an angry laugher, so you go ha ha ha.
Exactly.
That must be horrible.
The British sense of humor.
To be that guy. Everybody hates you.
What if he looks good, though?
You go to a comedy club, funniest comedian in the world's up on
He
stage.
can just avoid laughing.
And you got like a Jeff Foxworthy up on stage.
Oh, he's good.
He's great.
I like Larry the Cable Guy because, let me tell you.
He's just the Jeff Foxworthy wannabe.
Let me tell you, he sells the best heartburn medicine.
Does. Prilosec, OTC.
What I do when I go in a drugstore is look for my favorite comedian who makes jokes about rednecks, then I buy the medicine associated with them.
I wish all comedians endorse some kind of medical product.
Yeah.
Like, I'm Rob Schneider for catheters. Yeah.
Well, no, that would actually
That
make
would make a lot of sense. Yeah. I'm Jerry Seinfeld for Prozac.
Do they have Prozac advertisements?
What's the deal with depression? He'd say.
Oh, that's so cliche, though. We can't do What's the Deal anymore.
Why
That
not?
was done in the 90s.
I just did it. I'm bringing it
Well,
back. Nostalgia, motherfucker.
Retro.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's what I'm doing.
People like retro.
They do.
You know, like you've got like 14-year-olds listening to chip tunes
Oh, it's so good.
of games they've never played.
Yeah.
Just blasting it. They're like, what are you doing? You sound like a nerd. Like, I'm retro. I'm not done. I'm not done. Hold on.
I'm sorry.
That's what they sound like. What?
Nothing. I thought it was going to start again.
No, I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, I was born in the wrong generation. The generation before me had all the right ideas. I have all the wrong ideas. My generation.
What are the wrong
sucks.
ideas?
I guess.
Because, see, the problem with me is that all my opinions are right and factual. And so I can't, really empathize with people who have, like, the wrong ideas or believe in the wrong things. So hit me up here. What are the wrong ideas?
Well, like a bad idea that the current younger generation has.
How young?
Well, you said 14-year-old, so I'll go with what a 14-year-old believes in.
Okay.
These days, 14-year-olds, they believe in nothing except for, their iPods and their earbuds, and they don't listen to their parents.
What are those things?
Oh, those are like a square that you listen to music on.
Oh, the music square, yes.
The music squares, yes, you've seen them. It's more of a rectangle.
Like a Microsoft Zune.
Right.
Okay, I understand now.
And then you have earbuds that go, they are things that go into your ears.
Oh, and like the Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan.
Exactly.
When he put
like
the worms in the ears, they're like, hey, Khan, I'll tell you what the fuck you want.
That's why catchy songs are called earworms.
I can also speak in every language because it's the earworm of Babel.
Because they burrow into your head and then but yeah.
Khan actually built the Tower of Babel.
Did he?
Babel didn't. Khan did.
It was a real con job.
Go on about the 14-year-olds. Go on.
Oh, what do 14-year-olds believe in? Yeah. So they believe in their music that comes out of
rectangles. You're just telling me things that they buy. Tell me what they believe in.
I was going to. And then they listen to these things called podcasts that tell them, hey...
those sound stupid.
They really are.
Okay.
Here's some facts about some song from 15 years ago by some Swedish guys. That's like every podcast is like that.
That's every podcast?
That's almost every single one.
What are the ones that are not about Swedish 15-year-olds?
They're about Swedish 17-year-old songs.
What about people getting lost in the woods?
That's a good podcast. You get on there and you're like, hey, you lost in the woods? Me too. Well, I don't know what to do. What are you going to do?
So how are you listening to this podcast?
How are you going to get out of this situation? Because I really need to get out of the situation. I'm trapped in the woods as well.
What would you do if you were lost in the woods?
What would I do?
I would listen to a podcast. What would you do?
God, you already took mine.
Okay, if you're lost in the woods, what 3 things would you bring with you?
I would bring a podcast, something to listen to it on.
A podcast is not like a physical thing, though. I'm talking about physical things.
It's a digital media.
Well, yeah, but that's like saying I bring my wits with me. Like, they're not physical, they come with you.
If I was trapped in the woods, I'd bring my house.
How would you bring your house?
I would just, carry it on my back. Have you seen my house? It's pretty small.
No, I haven't. You haven't invited me.
And I refuse to because it's so embarrassingly small.
Okay.
Put it on my back, carry it with me.
Okay.
Yeah. Strap that
with
on
everything
there.
in it.
Sure.
So you're a beast of burden is what you're saying.
I'm a donkey.
Okay, so you bring your house into the woods, which by nature do not have areas big enough for your house because it's the woods.
Hey, there's clearings. Are you kidding me? You don't think that... So the woods...
The woods has wood. Trees. That's why they don't call it the plains.
Every single part of the woods is covered in trees. There's clearings and areas.
Big enough for a house?
Why are you arguing with me about what I would take to the woods? It's my decision.
I'm not arguing with you about what you take. I'm arguing with your definition of woods.
Well, you're arguing that I couldn't take my house in the woods, and I'm saying that's what I would take.
No, I'm saying you could. I'm just saying it's dumb as shit because you can't fucking put your house anywhere.
Fine, so that's one thing I would take.
Okay, what's the other 2?
The other thing I would take is roads.
Okay.
And my car.
How would you take roads?
I would, again, carry them with me.
On your house?
In my heart.
How big is your heart?
Pretty big.
It's not elongated.
It's from going to Lee Summit Twinkie Days or whatever the hell it's called.
Lee Summit Twinkie Days. No, they were named after rapists, not a snack food, sir. I'm looking at you right now, and you could not carry even a single lane.
You don't think so?
No.
Aw, thanks.
No. Especially for holding a house.
That's a compliment. I take it.
It wasn't, but okay.
No, you're saying I'm not fat enough to carry a road on me.
What is a road, by the way?
What is a road?
Yeah.
What is a road?
What is a road?
What is a road?
Okay, let's repeat this again. Yes, what is a road?
I don't know.
It's like
it's a thing that
lack
car
of
goes,
trees.
Right. It's a less bumpy thing for
like
the cars.
Flat thing that goes forward.
It has.
Who came up with road?
What, like the word road?
No, the concept.
Oh, I guess Romans because they're road. So
they're not Romans. It's not.
I know, it's like close enough. You know how Romans are.
Yeah.
They're like, they want to name everything Rome, but then they're like, oh, well, people will laugh at us, so let's call that one a road.
And what about the fall of Rome? It wasn't the fall of Rome. All the roads stood there. No. It was just Rome that fell.
They should have.
What's the difference between Romans and Greeks? Weren't they the same?
Well, no, they're totally different. Like, for instance, the Greeks have this god Zeus who shot fireballs at people, and the Romans have a god that shoots fireballs at people, but his name is Jupiter.
Huh?
Yep, same, but different.
That's the planet.
Uh-huh.
So how did he shoot if he's a planet?
What?
How did he shoot things if he's a planet?
I didn't say he was a planet. The planet's named after him.
Huh?
Yeah.
But it looks nothing like him. It doesn't even look like a human
have you
or
seen
a
that
god.
red spot on there?
No.
That's what killed Jupiter.
Melanoma.
Yes.
Jupiter, the inventor of melanoma. Is that what you're saying?
That is what I'm saying.
Now I understand the Romans and or the Greeks.